Well, Tim, obviously, incredible fight of the night. Last time out, vintage timmeans performance, as it was stated. I guess just how big was that win for you to just kind of, get back in the win column, so to speak?
Just getting fight of the night and getting in a fan-friendly fight. It's always a fun thing to do. So, I think more importantly, just getting back home to my family safe without something broken. And, had to go to the emergency room that night or whatever just to get some couple things checked out. But hats off to Andre. It was a war on both sides, and I'm glad I got the dub.
That's awesome. How challenging were the setbacks, right? Because, you're like 50 fights in your career at this point. Like, you can fight, you know what I mean? So, like, when you have setbacks, is it difficult to process still at this point? Or how challenging was that run?
There's always something hurting and aching. It's just the name of the game. But, training camps suck. I'll tell you that. That whole cut and weight shit's getting ridiculous now. So, I turned 40. I know my time's coming. It's not today or Saturday. So, passed all the medical stuff, got my training camp in. I'm here to pick a fight and get violent.
I love it. Like you said, 40 years old, but coming off a fight of the night at the highest level of the sport, right? So you're still there. So when you say your time's coming, like, are you starting to make those plans at all? Like, I can only see myself doing it this time, or you even thinking about it at all? Yeah,
I've had to set plans up for sure. Cars are my hobby, working at the start shop from time to time over there in Albuquerque and getting things done over there. But there's definitely got to be a plan. I don't want it to end and be like, oh my God, it's over, I'm sorry, whatever, So right now, I turned 40, if we're following the whole science process, I hit puberty late. So hell, I'm 33, you know what I mean? So hell, here we go.
Is the love for you still the same that it was? Like I said, 50 fights in, 40 years old. Is it still the same?
Say that again?
The love for the sport, is it still as strong as it was, at this point in your career?
It has to be, right? You see your opponent walking around at times, and, you got to have some kind of craziness to get punched in the face. But, there's nothing better than getting to beat up a coworker and then go on about your day. You know what I mean? Both sign something and just move on. I think the world's got too pussyfied, and, you can't say some things and, oh, my gosh, let's not hurt each other's feelings. But at the end of the day, we're going to shake each other's hands, get in the cage, and beat the shit out of each other.
I love it, man. All right, well, since the last fight, I guess it was wrestling season. Was that kind of the focus?
Yeah, that was the focus. Got tied into, Moriarty was in the finals 3 times, so we went 0-3 in the finals. That kind of sucks. So Moriarty's getting us a better room to train in and getting us in the heat. And, hell, man, we had a lot of tough kids over there. We come from poor poverty or whatever, community that doesn't have a lot of cash or whatever. We got some mean-ass kids that want to show up, and wrestling practices suck, man. Nobody wants to do that shit, but you want to get out there and get your hand raised, and once you get that first win, then you fall in love with it. So, like I tell the kids, you gotta love the grind. If you're not in love with the grind, you're not gonna like life in general, so just get after it.
You think that'll still be part of your life in the future as well, like coaching kids?
It's gotta be, you know what I mean? It's the thing I enjoy the most. I'm sure some of the parents are going to be watching this. Some of y'all suck, but for the most part, kids are on board. Kids work hard. I've had a few years to clean out my room and get everybody on board. And what we're chasing is the vision there in Moriarty for our wrestling program. So, got a lot of parents that do show up, do help out a lot. We just need everybody on board and in the same ship. You know what I mean?
Hypothetically, if you were going to send a message to wrestling parents anywhere out there that suck, what is it you would tell them that they need to do to be better?
Let the coaches coach and sit down.
Fair enough. All right, MMA career next. Uroš Medić as your opponent. What do you think about him? Obviously you fought everybody in your career, but what do you think about him as an opponent?
What is he, 9-2? I think what's more importantly is how many fights he has at this level with that few fights. I think he's a dangerous guy, and he's going to meet me in the middle. We're going to figure it out. I think he's left-handed. He's very, very aggressive, and I don't think either one of us like to back up, and that makes a very, very fun fight.
I was going to say, on paper, it does look like it's going to be a very fun fight. So
yeah.
I guess last thing for me is, what are you expecting? Do you want that kind of fight? Do you love that type? It'd be better to throw one punch and go home, right, and take your win bonus and leave, or do you want to go out there, let's have that war?
Is that my question? You're asking me if I want that fight? Damn. I've been here long enough. I think that explains itself, We went through a lot of opponents to get tied down to him, A couple guys were pulled off, put on other cards. I was told I was fighting April 27th, so I got ready for whoever they're putting there. King Kong or whatever's happening. I've had my ass whooped, and I've handed out some whoopings, so let's just go out there and have fun Saturday night.
Well, I was going to say, on paper, it does look like it's going to be very fun fight. So I guess last thing for me is, what are you expecting? Do you want that kind of fight? It'd be better to throw one punch and go home, right, and take your win bonus and leave, or do you want to go out there, let's have that war? Is that my question? You're asking me if I want that fight? Damn. Been here long enough. I think that explains itself,
Is that my question? You're asking me if I want that fight?
You mentioned, talking to the kids and make sure that they love the grind. Did you always love the grind associated with this sport? Always getting in the training, going to the gym. Did you always love that, or is that something that you grew to love?
No, you have to love it. There ain't no growing to love anything. You have to be, well, I think Gage says it best, you have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable, and that's life in general. I've looked through the windows like that at my parents coming to visit me in jail, and my family members having to say bye to me and in handcuffs, and you have to understand things get better, and if you lay down, that's the only time you lose. And I got a group of great kids. I see them struggle. They go to school all damn day and then have to come into another 2-hour wrestling practice 5 days a week, and then plus wrestle on Saturdays. Life isn't easy. You have to accept it. You have to understand the grind's part of the process, and don't get overwhelmed.
And even that you mentioned, with dust ups with the law and stuff, and you mentioned these young kids that you're kind of mentoring. Is that part of, besides of just the physicality and the training of the sport, is that those lessons of life something that you appreciated as well, having that opportunity to kind of shape the future of today? Yeah,
bad decisions don't kill you, you know what I mean? They could, don't get me wrong, but for the most part, if you can keep rebounding, it makes you tougher, it makes you smarter, and eventually, if you want to be a good person, you figure it out, and you just put one foot in front of the other.
And you mentioned, the last day isn't this day, it's not this weekend. When you look back, do you think when you got in this sport that you would ever envision that your career would still be thriving at this point, long in the game?
No, my first fight was like $50. My parents were pissed I dropped out of school to be a pro fighter, I don't know what the hell was going on, but it panned out, and, here we are.
How did that conversation go?
It didn't. I just made a decision and went with it, and they were not happy about it at all. I was a young, dumb, redneck kid driving an El Camino, you know what I mean? So I thought I knew what I wanted, and I didn't. I'm still trying to figure out what's going on. But, I got 2 awesome girls at home. They're tougher than I am. They're smarter than I am. Got my wife at home. Without them, I wasn't settled. I didn't have anything to care about, and I was just kind of a loose cannon. Once I settled down, I had something to care about and take care of and watch grow, things got easy.
And as a guy that's, goes out there and goes for those bonuses, would you like to see, after you see those bonuses at UFC 300, would you like to see the bonuses raised in general?
Yeah, where are those guys? I hope y'all keep the same energy, show up with $300,000 bonuses. Don't mess around. Let's talk about it. Let's at least sit down in the room whenever we do our rules meeting over here Saturday night, and let's have a discussion. Yeah, right? Damn right.
It seems like a fair. What would you like it to see? What would you like to see the bonuses get raised to?
300,000. It can't go back, It's not bragging if you're backing up. Like, for real. What are we doing? What are we talking about here? Keep it the same energy. You want to see some fun fights? And Apex guys always show up and throw hooks. You know what I mean? These shows are usually funner than most pay-per-views. Pay-per-view that week was, that's cool. All right, some guys threw down. But was it really that good? I don't know. Apex will be good. Let's find out.
I love it. Best of luck on Saturday.
Thank you very much.
Tim, you had 28 fights in the UFC. If you could get one rematch from everyone you fought, who would that be?
I can only pick one? Oh, hell. Can't even think of the Brazilian dude's name that I whooped, and they gave him the win down there. I don't remember his name. What's his name? Miraz, something like that. I don't know. The Matt Brown fight was close. I don't know, man. Hell. The Nico Price fight was a throwdown and broke my leg. I don't know, man. That's too hard to point out one. All you sons of bitches that beat me, let's go.
I like it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Sergio Moraes. That's great.
Sergio Moraes. Sorry, I didn't mean to forget his name. Put me on the spot. There's bright lights. I get hit in the head. Let's get along. But yeah, I haven't got paid like I won that fight, so I don't know. And again, Bilal Muhammad took fight on 8 days' notice. Took me to Australia. Messed up my flight. Got me there late. Mariah took that fight late, last notice, hell, line them up, you can only be scared for so long, you know what I mean? I'm talking about me, I'm standing only fidgeting a little bit, so whatever. Good. Right on, guys, thank you.